if you are a new blogger and about to start blogging, then shared hosting is the best web hosting that you can start your blogging. But once your site is growing, you're having more visitors, you're having more traffic, then that is a time that you need to switch from shared hosting to some better hosting, and the immediate better hosting is the VPS hosting. So what is VPS hosting? The VPS hosting is similar to a dedicated server, and you get a space of that server. Say for example, dedicated server is owned by only one user, but for the VPS, a dedicated server is divided into 5 or 10 slots, or we can call as a virtual machine, and each virtual machine is owned by one user. So in case of VPS, you get dedicated resource and dedicated CPU space, dedicated bandwidth, dedicated RAM, so everything is dedicated. But in case of shared hosting, all the resources are shared by all the occupants of that server. Sometimes it is 100, sometimes 200. So you can imagine, like, you have a computer which is shared by only 5 people, and you have one more computer which is shared by 100 people. So which will be faster? The computer which is shared by 5 people obviously will be faster, right? That's the reason the VPS hosting is really good if your blog is growing. But if you go to VPS hosting, most of the plans are really costly. I see plans are starting from $20 or $30, which is again very costly for a blogger. So in this video, I'm going to talk about a VPS plan which is really cheap and best. Why I'm saying best? Because I'm using that service from last 2 years, and I'm really happy about that. I thought of sharing the same plan with you guys so that you guys get some help, because this is the best and cheap VPS that I have explored so far. Okay, so let me go to Google and let me show you what is that VPS plan. So the VPS plan is from Resellers Club. You all might be knowing about Resellers Club. Their shared hosting plans are really good, and many people are using Resellers Club for their blog. So they have some VPS service which I'm using from last 2 years, and I'm really happy about that service. So if you go to the VPS, as you can see, their plan starts from $7.99, which is really cheap. Because if you go to some shared hosting like SiteGround, for example, their plan starts from $5.95. So by paying about $2.50, you're getting a VPS. Even their basic VPS is really good. If you have more traffic, you can go for the business plan. In that, you're getting 2 CPU cores, you're getting 40 GB space, 4 GB of RAM, you have one additional dedicated IP, and 1 TB bandwidth. So in 1 TB bandwidth, you have millions of visitors that you can so in 1 TB bandwidth you can have millions of traffic. So the business plan is really good if your blog is getting more traffic. Personally, I'm using the standard plan, which is more than enough for me, and it is powered by a PLESK control panel, which is really good compared to cPanel. So you might be having a small learning curve if you're using PLESK, because usually people know about cPanel. So PLESK is something new, but it's not that difficult. Their service is very good, their support is very good. If you get into some issues, you can just write an email and you get all the answers. So let me give a brief demo about this VPS hosting and how PLESK looks like. Okay, so once you log into their control panel, you'll be having this kind of interface, which is very different from cPanel. So Obviously there are some tutorials in YouTube which you can refer to learn about the interface. Okay, so these are all my websites which are hosted over there. Couple of in this VPS I have about 5 websites, so and still I'm not seeing any speed issue. And they have options for the mail and the files you can see over there. If you can go to tools and settings, and you can get all the server settings. In fact, you can switch off the server, you can switch on the server, you can have anything you can do in this VPS. VPS is, as I said, is kind of a dedicated server where you can do anything that you want. So this is the basic interface of PLESK, and if you buy this VPS, you're gonna get this PLESK. Okay. So guys, if you're tired with shared hosting, you can try this VPS and see if your speed is increasing or not. Personally, I'm using, as I said, and the speed is really fast. If you want to buy this plan, the link I give in the description. So if you want to buy, you can click on the link and you can buy that. So I hope you got an idea about this VPS. If you have any questions, any query, then put it in the comment section. I'll be happy to assist you. Thanks for watching, guys.